anteriorly off of the fibula to the talus, okay? So that's going to be about where it is. Now, your book says some interesting things. One thing that tells you when you're trying to locate the actual ligaments itself, sometimes what you're going to do here is you can evert the foot just to get through some of the soft tissues and the skin just to get on it, okay? So you're feeling for kind of a thickening band in that area. Once you've identified that, confirm that you're on the ligament. How do we confirm that we're on ligaments in this class? We stretched them, right? We stretched them out. So how would I stretch the anterior talofibular ligament? If it ends here and begins here, what do I have to do to those 2 points? I got to plantar flex and invert, right? Which is how we hurt ourselves, right? We're in a plantar flex invert, boom, oh, I sprained my ankle. So once I'm on that, I can plantar flex and invert and feel the ligament pop up and spring up into my finger, and that's how I can confirm on the anterior talofibular ligament. The calcaneofibular ligament starts at the fibular, right at lateral malleolus, just at the most inferior point, and in this kind of plantar flexed natural position, it tends to traverse a little bit posteriorly. So the best way to locate it is to understand that it goes a little bit posterior first, and the best place to find it is right off the inferior tip of the lateral malleolus. But to stretch the ligament, it will be better for me to dorsiflex the foot to about neutral. Now that's going to move the orientation of the ligament from back here as I dorsiflex to more of a straight up and down vertical line. So once I'm in that position, now I can invert him in that position. And that's going to stress the calcaneofibular ligament more. This is the same way we hurt ourselves, okay? If the calcaneofibular ligament is going to be injured, it can be an inversion sprain that's just so severe that you're just kind of working your way around. But this ligament can become sprained if the inversion happens when the foot happened to be in a more neutral dorsiflex position, and that's when it went, okay? All right. The posterior talofibular ligament is the posterior edge of the lateral malleolus to the posterior talus, okay? And so what you're going to do is just kind of find that thickening there. And in order to stress this one, we want to maximally dorsiflex the foot and invert. This one's a little bit harder, but you should be able to kind of feel that thickening band right there. And then I can try to stress over it that I feel it popping up into my finger. And those are the lateral ligaments of the ankle. This is just one position, and actually more ideal position to do this in. I did this way so everyone can kind of see. Kind of lay on your side for me. Yeah, that way. If I was going to assess these clinically, I would probably just sit on the table like this, okay? And then I can be finding each one, plantar flex, invert, dorsiflex, invert, and then I can maximally dorsiflex and invert while I'm trying to palpate some of these, okay? The most common one you're going to do clinically is the ATFL, okay? So that's that one, okay. Medially, why don't you stay on your side there? The deltoid ligament is a broad ligament. I always learned it as 4 different ligaments, but it could be 3 plus the one arbitrary one, however you have it in your mind. But it just diffusely from the medial malleolus to the talus, to the calcaneous, and I believe into the navicular is that 4th one. So you're just going to be palpating in and around that deltoid ligament, all around that region. And then the way we can confirm that is we're going to evert the foot, okay? If I'm looking at more of the posterior fibers of the deltoid ligament, I might want to put them in a more dorsiflexion when I evert. If I'm looking at more of the anterior fibers, I can plantar flex and invert, evert. We're everting on the medial side, okay, not invert. Okay, good. Evert. Okay. Once again, I find the sustentaculum tali. I want to come just off the anterior edge of that and the navicular tuberosity, and right within there should be my spring ligament. This one we don't do too much movement in that to confirm. We're just going to try to locate it and find it. Individuals who are overpronators, they walk with flat feet, this ligament can be stretched out. It could be completely torn on individuals. So it's just something to look at and see and see if you get an assessment for it and what the state of that is. If they're complaining of plantar pain very much on the medial side over that ligament, they might be spraining it as they're walking over time and it's starting to degenerate. So you can get some information from that. So let's just do